What's up, guys? Welcome to another video on the channel, and this is an Etheria restart video. People are probably used to me doing summons war type stuff, but I do play Etheria restart. I have been streaming it a lot on Twitch. And I do plan on streaming it tomorrow. At the end of recording this is Saturday, so I will be streaming it tomorrow. This video is primarily about the Doki Doki speed team. Get a lot of questions about the team I use on stream because I use it a lot. And I know people are probably out there like, oh, how do I speed up my Doki runs? And I basically want to make this video about my team and the reason behind the reason I use certain units. But if you guys like the video, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you want future Etheria restart videos. I haven't really been making Etheria restart videos because I want to argue with people. But for the most part, I kind of wanted my videos to be kind of more RTA related because people don't know I come from Summoners War, where I am primarily an RTA player. I'm a high rank RTA player, so I wanted to like wait until I got to the level of like, you know, RTA and start making videos on that just to get that out there. It's a little bit harder because resources are kind of hard to come by in this game, but we're gonna screw all that and we're gonna get into the Doki Doki speed team. Alrighty, so for people that have been watching me, this is the team I've been using for Doki Doki Inferno 4. Inferno 4, wow, that doesn't even exist. For Doki Doki Inferno. So we'll get into the team. I'll get into everything about the team basically once the run is done. So I'm just going to show a run, and then I will get into the explanation of why I use certain units. So this is my team for Doki Doki Inferno. It is a speed team. It could be a little bit better, and I'll explain that as it goes on. So on average, if everything works, which is the key for Inferno, if everything works, the run is usually around like 40-something seconds, and it's pretty consistent. I usually get around like I want to say like 9-ish done. Like there is some variance because of the fact that the runs, the ads do have a lot of resistance. So there are times, even with the amount of resistance that I have, I mean the amount of ER I have on my, not ER, the amount of effective accuracy I have on my team, it can fail because of the fact that they just have so much resistance. So yeah, this is the run. Ramoka goes again, clears the whole wave, and like I said, there you go, pretty much done. It's not done yet, but yeah, it pretty much is done. They'll just kill the boss at this point. Like the only thing I can change about this run is obviously just upping the power on my Ramoka, but that's pretty much it. The run is pretty much done from this point. Ramoka's gonna go again and pretty much like kill the boss at that point. There you go. So that's the run, just for anybody wanting to know. So we'll start getting into the units because I know people are going to be curious about that. First, we're going to start with Marll because I have to start with Marll. So the reason why I use Marll is because simply I do not have claws. The reason why I don't have claws is because when I took Ramoka in my selector, because like a lot of you people, or I watch videos and people were saying, take Ramoka, take Ramoka, take Ramoka. So I was like, okay, well, for Doki Doki, I'll take Ramoka. The problem is that means I was banking that through my summons, I would get claws. I still have 9 gun claws. So I was like, man, I need somebody that could kind of replace claws in the team, which is pretty much Marll. Marll is really, really good. But here is the caveat about the team. It is not an easy to build team. It is a speed team, meaning speed teams are harder to build by default because you're basically banking on everything working, and everything works, it clears very fast. If things mess up, then it could probably fail, because if like you don't understand, you don't have any type of like defensive mechanics to like keep you in the game. The speed team is meant to clear everything really, really fast, and if everything is working, that is a concept of a speed team. So people come in like, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this. This is an easier ish built team because of the fact that it has more SRs than one SSR, but you still need everything in this team for this to work. I'm just showing off what I use. If you guys want to potentially use that for your team, what's up, Neftis? How are you? Welcome to the video. All right, so for starters, like I said, Marll has to be 286 speed or higher. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about this. Now people are gonna ask, how do I do that? Because he's like, you know, he has pretty good base speed, which is 121, which is not bad at all. The thing is, I did get lucky on my shell, and my shell does have a 20 shadow dash, which is great. The only thing I would change is obviously this to give him the erosion. I think it is. I have that on my Dena, but that is ideally what you want to change. The thing is, he has to be on Codex. So the first units I'm going to show have to be on Codex. They can't be on anything else. And you want them on Shadow Dash, and you want them to speed tune correctly. So like I said, I have a 20, and these are my modules. As you can see, no Inferno shells. I just farmed Hell 4. I mean, people are just like, they're so against the grind. I don't know why, but to get the speeds, I just farmed hell 4. I just farmed hell 4 over and over and over and over till I got the speeds. Yes, I did get lucky. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, like you could get this and like no, I got lucky a little bit. But there are some things that could have helped if I didn't get lucky on something. So we got here, you have a 12 speed right here, you have a 9 speed right here, a 15 speed, which I'm again got lucky on that. And then the rest are kind of like middle of the pack. This one has 9 speed, this one has 9 speed, this one has 7 speed. So obviously what's carrying it is the 15 and the 12. But obviously if I got like, you know, like 1 or 2 here, like probably like a 9 or a 12 here, and then like maybe like a, you know, like a, yeah, I would say a 9 to 12 here, maybe somewhere else around here, but on the better, on the right hand, it will probably be a little bit easier. But yes, I did get lucky. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say, oh my god, everybody can do this. Simply, it's a speed team, so it requires certain. It's a higher requirement. I'm just letting you guys know the requirement in the team I use, but it has to be 286 speed. The next in the team order is Dena. The reason why Dena, because again, I don't have claws, so the only other 2 defense breakers you have, well, technically 3 now that we have, what's his face? This guy, where is he at? I know I passed him by. Nahor, that's his name. Now that we have Nahor in the game, that he is an option, but I like Dena a lot better because of the fact that Dena has it's like a super defense break. It's basically just defense break, vulnerable, erosion. It's just extra debuffs to add to Ramoka to help you with the Momental Fury. But again, I'll get into that later. But yes, I use Dena. And yes, there is an Inferno shell here. You technically do not need this because she's not going to be the fastest anyways. So, but you do ideally want her to be after the second to move. I wouldn't say after, but the second to move. So that way she can apply the defense break. The problem is she is obviously a fire unit in a water dungeon. So unlike Summoner's War where I come from, you wouldn't do this at all because you know they would glance. But in this game they don't have glancing. They just lower your ER, which that's why Marvel's pretty clutch because Marvel lowers the ER, and also on her shell I do have erosion or insight, excuse me, that allows her to get that boost of effective accuracy. So that helps with the team as well. But yeah, ideally again you want to move right after Marvel, and again with Marvel lowering their resistance, this allows Dena to actually, you know, be used because of the fact that the the fact that she is element negative against a dungeon doesn't hurt her as much as Marvel in the team. And yes, on the right side, she does have to have all effective accuracy. Again, the speed doesn't matter too much. The only thing that matters is she has to be moved after Marvel. So I know people are going to look at this and be like, oh, you got another epic shadow. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. The only reason why I kind of push for it is because my Dena's 5-star and my Kazio is 6-star. So, and my Kazio is 6-star and she has more lattice input into her. So I had to invest more heavily into my Dena, so that way she could actually be ahead of my Kazio. Because before, my Kazio was moving second because of the fact that, again, she has lattice and she's 6-star. So because of that, I had to invest a little bit more into my Dena just to get her above. So that was the literally annoying part. And I had to nerf the gear on my Kazio just to speed tune it. It was kind of annoying. But yeah, we'll move to the next one, which is ideally Kazio. Kazio, again, on Codex of Magic. Has to be on Codex of Magic. No other way around it. Now, people are going to ask, like, oh, like, why? But yeah, as you can see, like, she doesn't have any speed or anything. But yeah, Codex of Magic. No ifs, ands, or buts. And the same thing, Swift Rush, you know, just whatever gear you can get her on. Obviously, you want effective accuracy, all 3 sides. And this is the annoyance I've been saying on stream a lot. I hate that I have to have like 3 effective accuracy pieces, but because of the resistance in the dungeon, there's no ifs, ands, or buts around this. She has to be on 3 effective accuracy pieces. Marvel, Dena, and Kazio all had to have effective accuracy on the 3rd side, and just no other way around it. That's just how the cookie crumbles. That's how it is. Next is going to be Yang. Now people could ask, why am I using Yang? And like, I use Yang without a missing piece. The reason why I'm using Yang is because I needed a attack buffer and a crit rate buffer ideally, because of the fact that I want to up the damage on my Ramoka, and it's kind of hard to do when you have to run a crit rate piece just to get her to 85. So I said maybe if there was an attack buffer and a crit rate buffer, that would help. So shout out to my buddy Seishizo. I was watching one of his earlier videos and he was using Yang, and I didn't know about this unit, and I saw that he on S2 uh, buffs attack and crit rate. The best thing about Yang, no investment at all. Doesn't need it. He doesn't need any type of investment. He technically doesn't even need a crack gear. He doesn't need good gear. He just needs to be speed tuned pretty much above your Ramoka. Where he is in the team, honestly, doesn't matter too much as long as he above Ramoka. That's all. He doesn't need any prowess. He barely needs a shell. I just threw him on the shell. People, like, again, the shell doesn't matter. People are gonna probably be like, oh, you got him one Inferno shell. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, I could even change it and tell you, I would still pass it. And then ideally, what you want to do is just, I put him on some damage gear, just for like other dungeons I use him in, because I do use him in what is it? I do use him in Nico Nana. So besides that, like, the gear doesn't matter, and I'm not even joking. Just as long as he's above your Ramoka, that is literally all that matters. And then we'll get into Ramoka. Ramoka, very momentum. No ifs, ands, or buts. No other way around it. I have 3 crit damage pieces. Again, that's with Yang. If you're going to use Yang or any crit rate buffer, then she has to be at 55% crit. That is the minimum. That is the minimum. Can't be any lower than that. Has to be 55, so that way she can land all her crits in the dungeon. So that's why. Oh, that's funny. Oh yeah, she's over actually. 63. A 55 minimum, and then fairy momentum. The shell has to be count. Ideally, you want to deck out this count, because of the fact that you need all the damage you can muster in this goddamn dungeon. I do have the final damage up. I do have crit rate just so she can meet the crit rate threshold, and overclocking. It's overclocking, not the other one, not amplification. It is overclocking. Overclocking gives her way more attack. So do overclocking if you can. And yes, you got the farm shells. This is where the grind comes in. I tell people all the time, like, you should be farming shells, farm shells, farm shells, farm shells, because you want to deck out your shells as much as possible, so that way you can do this. Also, when it comes to prowess, if you're going to ask this, S3 has to be max. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. It has to be max. I also gave S1 all lattice, all the attack lattice. You don't need to max it. Just get all the attack you can. S2 does not matter whatsoever. You don't need it at all. Don't even worry about it. But for sure, S3 has to be max. S1 has to be to the last lattice. And same with Marll. People like Marll, S3 is maxed, and then S1 to get all the speed. And then Kazio, like I said, my Kazio is maxed because I was using her in my Doki, so I was investing a lot into her. So that's why, again, it was harder. And then Dena technically doesn't matter. Dena doesn't matter at all. I do have her S3 max, but past that, it honestly doesn't matter. You can use it to, you can do this if you want to speed tune her correctly, but I still wouldn't do that. I would just wait till you get the gear. But honestly, the max you can go S3 on Dena is probably to right here, and that's it. You can stop right there because these two don't really do anything besides lowering the cooldown. But usually, if you're using Code of Magic, these two don't matter anyways. So. And like I said, Yang doesn't matter. Not Yang, not you, not you, Nahor. Like I said, Yang doesn't matter. Just up to the first nodule, but literally he has no prowess whatsoever. But yeah, that is a team for anybody that's curious. I just want to put it in video form for people to see my Doki Doki speed team. I'll run it again. Like I said, usually it's about, I would say, 80 or higher. I would say around there. That's if everything works, because the thing I say all the time is the dungeon it's the resistance, man. The resistance is a killer. So sometimes Marll doesn't push back everybody like so. Like taking it to happen. So it does happen, but you know, that's something out of your control. If you do everything the best of your ability in this dungeon, then honestly you should be fine. And then, like I said, for the most part, it's a speed team, so you got to grind the gear, you got to grind the shell, you got to grind the Codex of Magic, you got to get everything where you want it to be. This is not for like a person just starting the game. This is for anybody that's looking into like a different form of speed team, if they're just curious to look at one and just see how it looks. And that is it. So I'll let this run go. Yeah, it's hard to do, not easy to do whatsoever. You know, there you go, and it's done. But that's it. All right, so that's the video. I just wanted to throw this in a video form just for people to ask on stream and just to give them a video reference so they can just look at the guide and just see everything about it. But yeah, that is all. Have a good one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.